Okay. Hi, my name is Erica Fennimore. I am the Community and Behavioral Services Advocate intern, and I work under Dr. Woods. So today I'm here to discuss my topic, which is laughter is medicine, how humor nourishes the mind, body, and the spirit. So a little bit about myself. I just finished my freshman year at UNC Chapel Hill, where I am majoring in public health and am on the pre-med track. So I was born in Juneau, but have spent most of my life in Ohio because I moved away when I was very young. I've been with Tlingit and Haida for a little over a month now and have loved the opportunity it's given me to grow closer with the tribes and implement the tribal values in my life. So one of Tlingit and Haida's tribal values is humor, and I'm here today to discuss the importance humor has on wellness. Working as a CBS intern, I have been introduced to the importance of holistic healing on the Native community, and holistic healing involves nurturing your mind, body, and spirit. Okay, so the goal for today is exploring humor's importance on wellness. So wellness can be a broad term. I think a way to describe it is it's the act of practicing healthy habits on a daily basis to attain a better physical and mental health outcome. So instead of just surviving, you are also thriving. So here are some objectives today. So learn the positive impact on physical and mental health. Learn how humor can help strengthen relationships. Learn about humor as a tribal value, and learn how to implement humor in our daily life. So as I mentioned, wellness is this broad term, and part of wellness is incorporating the mind, the body, and the spirit. So learning how humor can impact the physical and mental health is kind of tackling how humor involves the mind and how it involves the body. And talking about how humor can help strengthen relationships kind of hits the spiritual part, because relationships include our relationships with others and our relationship with ourselves. And with all of the facts and statistics I'm going to talk to you guys about today, an important part of that is also implementing humor in our daily life. So I'm going to tell you guys how to implement this into your daily life. Okay, so here are some statistics on behavioral health. And to start off, behavioral health refers to how our daily cognitive habits affect our overall well-being, emotions, biology, and behavior. So it's often used interchangeably with mental health, but it's a lot more expansive than mental health because it also incorporates how our thoughts play out into real life and how it affects our activities and such. So good behavioral health means engaging in behaviors that help you achieve an ideal mental and physical balance. So this means exercising, eating a healthy diet, and taking the necessary steps to maintain a body free from any injury or disease. So 1 in 4 adults have a diagnosable mental illness. In 2020, 5.6% of US adults experienced serious mental illness. And in 2016, 16.5% of US youth experienced a serious mental health disorder. So some of these statistics kind of help prove how common mental illness is in society. And I think it also helps us understand the importance of recognizing and destigmatizing talking about mental health, because 25% of adults have a diagnosable mental illness, which is why it's incredibly important to understand its prevalence and understand the statistics behind this, because once we understand the prevalence and recognize it, we can help treat some of these statistics. Okay, and here are some behavioral health statistics on the Alaska Native and American Indian people. So 21% reported past year mental illness compared with 17.9% of the general population. Approximately 9% had co-occurring mental illness and substance use disorders in the past year. And there has been an increased prevalence and earlier initiation of drug and alcohol use compared with all other races and ethnicities for ages 17 and younger. So these statistics are all effects of a cause. And research has shown that the intergenerational historic trauma forced upon the Alaska Native and American Indian people, such as forced removal off of their land, government-operated boarding schools, and separation of culture, separation of children from their parents' spirituality and culture has led to some of these statistics. And I think these statistics show just the importance of understanding and being aware of behavioral health and behavioral health statistics. Okay, so why is humor a tribal value? So storytelling is a crucial part of our culture. As a culture, we maintain our practices and our stories through storytelling. And not only can storytelling help preserve our culture, but it also is a perfect way to implement humor into our daily life. So my grandma loves to tell me stories about how she grew up in Alaska, and most of the stories that have stuck with me the hardest are the ones that incorporate humor in them. The stories that I find humorous, or the stories that I find funny. And not only does this help brighten our days, but it also helps us build our connection, help us grow closer, and it also helps preserve some of those memories that she had in Alaska. And likewise, humor is important to nurture connections, because when we laugh with each other, we are vulnerable, we are empathetic, we can connect with one another better, and it also enforces a culture of positivity. So nurturing connections can help everyone feel more optimistic. It can help everyone feel more connected, more empathetic, and likewise, it helps heal trauma. So humor is often used in therapy, and it can be utilized to kind of help break a client's resistance, to reduce tension and increase trust between client and therapist relationships, because using humor as a healing method is really constructive and effective, because being able to let out your emotions is incredibly vital. And when we're stressed, or when we're having a difficult time, or when we're just having a lot of problems, it's really easy to push down all of our emotions. And pushing down all of our emotions includes pushing down the positive ones as well. So using and utilizing humor in a positive method can help us not only connect more with our emotions, but it can help us connect ourselves to our positive emotions as well. Okay, and here I have a video discussing the importance of humor and laughter. I believe I shared this correctly, but we'll see just in case.
Everybody loves to laugh. In fact, humans laugh an average of 17 times per day. But what is laughter? What makes it happen? And how does it affect us? Webster's dictionary defines laughter as the expression of mirth, pleasure, derision, or nervousness with a vocal expulsion of air from the lungs, accompanied by characteristic facial and bodily movements. Okay, so what makes this vocal expulsion occur? According to the American Medical Association, it's a neural reaction generated by a synaptic relation in the reticular...
I'll take it from here.
BI science reporter, Tanya Lewis.
Here's how it actually works. The frontal lobe of the brain is responsible for emotional responses. The left side of the brain is responsible for interpreting the words and the structure of a joke. The right side is responsible for identifying what makes it funny. And the limbic system is also important. This area includes the amygdala and the hippocampus, and is involved in basic responses like fear or hunger. The motor areas of the brain become active, and these are the areas that actually produce the chuckle or the physical action of laughing.
Thank you, Tanya. Humans are one of the only species on the planet that laughs. Although some scientists have observed laughter in primates during tickling, it hasn't been definitively confirmed. The best thing about laughter, it's good for you. A study by the University of Maryland linked laughter to the healthy function of blood vessels that could lower the chance of a heart attack. Laughter boosts your heart rate, and increases the production of antibodies that strengthen your immune system. And according to a Princeton study, laughing is contagious. The sound of it provokes more laughter. That's why sitcoms use laugh tracks. The sound of laughter subconsciously makes us think that whatever is happening is funny. Laughing is healthy. We need it to survive. So keep laughing. It could save your life.
Okay, so I hope all of you enjoyed that video describing the scientific aspect of laughter. I'm going to elaborate a little more on the scientific, like a few more aspects of the sciencey part of laughter in the next few slides. So the science behind humor. So starting off with cortisol. So cortisol is a stress hormone, and this is the hormone that is released when we are in a stressful situation. So there's different types of stressful situations that we can be in, and cortisol is the hormone that is released that often makes us feel tense. It isn't very good for our health, which is why it's extremely beneficial to reduce these levels. So specifically, the different types of stress, there is acute stress. So acute stress happens to be when you're in sudden danger within a short period of time. So for example, if you barely avoid a car accident or you're getting like chased by a moose, these are all situations that can cause periods of acute stress. Then there is chronic stress. So chronic stress is a type of long-term stress that happens when you're experiencing an ongoing situation that has a lot of frustration and anxiety. For example, having a frustrating job, having a stressful home life situation, and or even having a chronic illness. So acute stress and chronic stress are both examples of two types of stress that increase your cortisol levels. Finally, there is traumatic stress. So this is a type of stress that happens when you're experiencing a life-threatening event, which induces fear and a feeling of helplessness. So for example, an extreme weather event, experiencing some kind of assault. This is a form of traumatic stress, and these events can lead to post-traumatic stress disorder, which is PTSD. So all three of these types of stress all include cortisol. So in all three situations, we have elevated cortisol levels. Okay, and then there was also endorphins. So when you're laughing, endorphins cycle through your system and your body. And so the way I originally was introduced to endorphins was, it's that hormone that is released when you're exercising, and, it makes you feel good. So just like exercising, laughing can also increase the prevalence of endorphins in your body. So when you laugh, you're inhaling more oxygen, and all the cells of your body are getting more oxygen as well as your brain. So you will have this like full body feeling of wellness. You will just be feeling better, and you will be feeling happier. And just like that with cortisol is kind of like the opposite. So when you're laughing, your cortisol level decreases, you're feeling happier, you're less stressed. In general, you're just feeling a lot more better and a lot more positive. Okay, and so endorphins, since laughing releases endorphins, a lot of times hospitals have tried to implement this use of using laughter and humor in their practices. So an example of this would be clown therapy, which is used in some hospitals. So it's basically a form of implementing like clowns or a humorous type of entertainment like that in hospitals in hopes of, relieving pain, increasing endorphins, reducing the cortisol levels, and in general, like helping the body recover by increasing the oxygen flow to the brain and to the body through laughter. And I'm not sure if any of you guys have seen this movie, but there is a movie about this person named Patch Adams. It's a movie with Robin Williams in it, and it kind of shows how clown therapy can be utilized, where it's like a doctor kind of helps use like his clown persona to help sick children feel better in the hospital. So clown therapy has been used throughout like history and has been shown to show positive effects. So next are the two types of humor. So starting off with positive humor, this is the type of humor that you want to implement into your workplace, into your daily life, and into your environment in general. So starting off with affiliative humor, this is a type of good-natured, lighthearted, jolly humor. It includes something that's like a funny story, that's clever, like witty. It's the type of jokes that people would find no offense to. So like a non-offensive knock-knock joke or something clever like that would be a form of affiliative humor. Then there is positive reappraisal, which is when you try to identify humorous aspects of a stressful situation. This is called positive reappraisal or reframing humor. So it helps switch your perspective of the situation from a threat to a positive challenge. And next is self-enhancing humor. So similar to positive reappraisal, this type of humor generally refers to maintaining a funny outlook on life. Like laughing at yourself for like a small stumble or a small failure, or privately finding humor in the oddities of daily life. So like I mentioned, these are the types of humor that you want to implement into your daily life. And studies have actually shown that implementing humor into your corporate work environment can actually help boost creativity levels and production levels. So these are the types of humor that can help you, bond with other people, build that connection, increase your confidence, and increase your mood. It's also important to acknowledge the negative types of humor, and starting off with self-defeating humor. So this is the type of humor that occurs when you make jokes about yourself to try to connect with others. So this is like self-deprecating humor in a way, where you try to, you try to make fun of yourself to make other people laugh. And this is a negative type of humor because it's bringing yourself down. And while you may get a laugh out of it, it's inappropriate to use in a corporate situation because it is negative and it's bringing yourself down. And a lot of times it may be awkward. And then there's also aggressive humor, which is kind of finding humor at the expense of others. So an example of this would be excessively teasing someone or making them feel bad, and making someone feel bad and trying to make yourself feel better by using aggressive humor on other people. So this would be like making fun of someone, teasing someone. So this is another form of humor that just isn't positive. It isn't providing optimism to that environment, and it isn't good to incorporate into your daily life and your daily environment. Okay, part of wellness is incorporating the mind, the body, and the spirit. And as we know, these are all interconnected with one another. So the mind influences the body influences the spirit influences the mind, and any other relation. You can go anywhere around the circle, across even. So for example, if you're in a good mood, say you just wake up and you're in a good mood, your body is more likely going to be feeling better. You're going to have more relaxed shoulders. You'll be less anxious. You'll be less shaky. You'll just ultimately be feeling more relaxed. You'll feel more at peace. And when your body is more relaxed, your spirit will feel better as well. So you may be more open to, connecting with those around you, connecting with yourself. You may be having more positive thoughts, more confidence, and this in turn will make you in a better mood. And just like that, like say you twist your ankle on the way to work, your body is injured, most likely you're not going to be wanting to connect with others. You're not going to be wanting to, connect with yourself either. Your spirit is going to be down. You're not going to be open to making connections, and thus your mind is also going to be struggling as well. And you may be sad, depressed that day, or any form of relationship like that. So, how humor influences the body. Okay, so starting off with increased lifespan. So it has been shown that laughing can actually increase your lifespan. Studies have shown that laughing can increase your life expectancy by up to 8 years. Likewise, it can better your cardiovascular system, because when you laugh, it has been shown that laughing 100 times is equal to about 10 minutes of working out. So specifically 10 minutes on the rowing machine. So when you laugh, you're getting a cardiovascular exercise, you're getting a you're getting a better workout for your body as well. And this overall helps your cardiovascular health. It also increases your resistance to illness by helping just support your body more. And it also helps your physical well-being. So you'll just be feeling better. You'll be feeling less stressed. You'll be feeling more energetic, more optimistic. And as well as physical well-being, it helps your psychological. You'll be in a better mood. And it can help relieve pain. And this is why humor can be used and laughing can be used in, a medical setting, because it has been shown to help relieve pain, because it lowers those cortisol levels, it lowers the adrenaline levels, and it increases your endorphins. Okay, and then laughing also influences the mind by increasing personal satisfaction. So it just makes you it makes you more satisfied with what you have. It makes you in a more elevated mood, which it improves your mood. So you'll be feeling a lot more happy, a lot less depressed. It'll help you cope better with the situations you're in a positive outlook. It also decreases your cortisol levels, like I mentioned before, which is the stressor hormone. So you'll be feeling less stressed. You'll be feeling more at peace. And as we all know, when you're not stressed, you tend to be in a much better mood. Okay, and then better coping during hardships. So laughing has been shown to help your coping mechanisms. So people who laugh more tend to have better coping mechanisms, which is great to have, because it can help keep your mood elevated for a longer amount of time. Okay, finally, the spirits. So laughing increases your empathy, compassion, and forgiveness. So it helps you connect with one another. When we're laughing, we are most vulnerable. And this is why it's incredibly important to laugh with others, because this is how you build connections. Humor is imperative to empathy and compassion, and it's part of what makes us human. So a doctor and researcher named Dr. Keeter actually found that people who spontaneously used amusement and laughter when discussing the loss of a loved one tend to show better emotional adjustment in the years following. So it really helps you build that connection with yourself, and it helps you kind of learn to be in that positive and optimistic mindset, which can help you deal with grief and loss. Okay, so how do we implement humor into our daily life? So one of the ways to implement humor into our daily life is through making meaningful connections. And it's incredibly important to surround ourselves with people that make us happy and make us laugh. Most of my closest relationships with my friends and family are with the people that I can laugh with the most, because as I mentioned earlier, laughing with someone helps you connect with them. It helps you be more empathetic. It helps you share that connection with one another. And this can be with a person, a community, and just in general, an environment. Another good way to implement humor into our daily life is through sharing stories. So as I mentioned earlier with my grandma, I love humorous stories, and I love sharing stories, and she loves sharing stories. So not only can, sharing a story about your youth, make you laugh and make you in a positive mood, but it can also help, share those memories, share that culture, and help preserve the culture that we have in place. So likewise, staying positive is incredibly crucial and is a way how humor, and is a method of incorporating humor into our daily life. So when we laugh, cortisol levels are decreased, endorphins are increased. We are in just a much better positive mood, and being positive, has been shown to increase creativity. It's been shown to increase work ethic, and it has been shown to increase productivity. So staying positive is incredibly important to not only us in helping our body and helping us implement humor into our life, but it also helps implement that positive environment that we can be in. So here are some laughing exercises to try. So like I said, laughing 100 times is equal to 10 minutes on a rowing machine. So It's kind of like another form of exercise, but it's a lot less woke and it's a lot more beneficial to your mind. So one of the methods of implementing laughing into your daily routine is through gradient laughter. So this can be done by smiling, then starting to giggle and slowly turning your giggle into a laugh. With this, you want to gradually increase your laugh into a tempo and increase in volume. So this is going to kind of get you to kickstart that laugh, even if there's like nothing you even want to, like, if you can't think of anything to laugh about, you can manage to make yourself laugh through doing this. It'll be a little silly, but you know, it works and ultimately you're laughing. So likewise, there is a happy memories chuckle. And this is one of my favorite exercises listed because it kind of implements, in a way, storytelling, and it implements the importance of humor. So think of a truly happy memory and then take time to connect with this memory, laughing now as if you were back then. So normally it takes like 90 to 120 seconds to start to recreate the associated emotions with this. But this is a great way to, you know, if you're just not having a good day, this is a perfect way to, you know, get some positivity in your day, like finding the positives in, you know, the little things. You can just always go back to a memory that makes you happy, and sharing this memory with someone else might also make them happy. So this is a great method to implement laughing into your day. Then I have two more. There is a Hody laugh. So this is kind of the silliest. It's more of making a vocal sound, and it's going to kind of kickstart that laughing, you know, that laughing reflex, if so. So you want to start by making an elongated A sound as you slowly lift both arms all the way up, then laugh hotly, hands pointed to the sky, and you want to imagine that your laugh is going straight from your heart, thus Hody laughter. Okay, and then there is laughter breath. So this is when you inhale deeply, then exhale in a combination of quick bursts of air coming out and finishing with vocal laughter. So repeat this about 5 to 7 times, and then you should get a good laugh going on. Okay, so what makes you laugh? As humans, laughing is one of the first forms of communication that we form with one another. So people start laughing, or babies start laughing at about 3 months old. So it really shows how this is one of the most like ancient forms of communication that humans have. So what makes me laugh, you know, whenever I'm having like a bad day, a tough day at school, a hard test. I'm 19, so I'm still in college, so I've had a lot of those. So something that makes me laugh is sometimes I like to go home. I like to, you know, turn on a TV show that's funny, or I like to read a book that's funny. And it doesn't always have to be something that's supposedly like specifically only humorous, such as comedy. Like a lot of times the things that make me laugh the most are like my dogs. So you can find humor in every situation. It just depends on, you know, that level of optimism that and being positive and finding kind of the good in everything. So if you want to, feel free to share what makes you laugh, and you know, you can connect with one another. You can share any like tips, tricks, any recommendations. So feel free to do that. Okay, and then so laughter is one of humanity's earliest and most important forms of communication and connection with one another. Implementing it into our daily lives is crucial to our mental, physical, and our spiritual health. So while there are differences between, you know, everyone's senses of humor, as a community and as a culture, it is so important to remember the importance of laughter, because laughter can help heal trauma wounds, and it can help us connect with others. And ultimately, it's what makes us feel vulnerable and human. So I would like to ask you all to reflect on how you implement humor and laughter into your daily life, and really think about some of the things that I've mentioned in this presentation. And I just wanted to thank you, Gunash, Chish, and Hawa, for letting me speak and for listening to me today. If you guys have any questions or wanted to share anything with me, feel free to. I can answer these questions to the best of my ability, but as I mentioned earlier, like I am still in college, so I will try to come up with an answer. I'm not sure how detailed it'll be, but I will try my best. So feel free to just comment anything and I can try to get around to answering these. Yeah, I agree. I myself need to implement humor a little more into my life because before I researched this, I never really thought about it. Like I knew it was something that was in my life, but I never really, put an emphasis on it. But now I definitely do want to implement humor into my life and kind of like put it into my schedule more and just trying to always implement it into the things I do. Yeah, I agree, Gail. I think it's great to surround yourself with people that make you laugh. For example, like my dad is so funny. He's probably like one of the most comedic people I know. And it's just so great to like meet people that have like different outlooks and like different perspectives on things to make us laugh. I actually have heard of laughing yoga. Now I read about it a little bit and I looked into it. So if I believe correctly, it's like it's like implementing laughing into your yoga. So I believe it's a little similar to the laughing exercises, but it's a lot more like physical. But yeah, laughing yoga, definitely, if you guys want to, you can feel free to research that. Speaking of which, give me a second. I do have some links to, if you wanted to look further into some of the sources I showed, some of the facts, and some of like the statistics I used. So there is some stuff from like the Mayo Clinic, Psych Central, WebMD, and of course the Community and Behavioral Services Healing Center. Thank you. Okay, and I say we keep this open for like 4 more minutes for just any comments or questions that rush in, and then I think we'll be good.
So I'm just going to jump in, Erica. And so Erica said that she would sing a song for us. Right, Erica? Look at her.
I don't know about that one. Not too sure if I remember that, but.
So yeah, just giving you a hard time, bringing a little bit of humor. I just want to say thank you, Erica. You did an amazing job, and there's comments in the comments box appreciating you and thanking you for this wonderful information and shedding some positive energy on all of our lives. For those that are watching, Erica has a goal to become a physician one day, and perhaps one day Erica will be able to prescribe laughter as medicine. So I just want to say thank you. Yeah.
Yep. Okay. So I think we should be good. If anyone has any questions or any comments and you didn't have a chance to type them in, feel free to email me. So yeah, thank you so much for listening, and I hope all of you have a good day. And I apologize for any fast talking, any shaking, anything like that, but thank you.